guys, welcome to my channel again, the Afro Reads. And this is my second video. I don't know what I'm doing, but anywho, yeah, we're getting the hang of this YouTube thing, I think. But anywho, this is gonna be a review video. In my newbie tag, I did say that I'd be doing a review of the book that I read. Okay guys, so this is the book. It is Unbecoming to Become by Ayanda Borotho Mangubani, by Mrs. Ayanda Borotho Mangubani. This is how it really is. I really love the art, like, you know, the pictures and everything. It's a really beautiful book. Guys, this book was like, first of all, I just want to give a shout out to her and everybody who's ever done like some sort of biography while they're still alive, to like take the scrutiny that comes with you putting people into your life, into your personal life, sharing your personal failings, you know, sharing all the bad things that have happened to you that were done by people who are family, you know, people who you deem are supposed to like maybe protect you or whatever. I really just want to commend her and commend anybody who is in this genre of writing. You know, it's, yeah, I think it takes a lot to be able to open up like that and just be naked in front of everybody, you know. So it shows you as well, like what she talks about in this book, that she's really confident and she really knows who she is. She's confident in herself and she really knows who she is, and she's sure of herself in herself. So she's like, you know, people's negativity is not gonna move her. So like, yeah, that's commendable, amazing. It's like, yeah, that's great. Okay, so in terms of enjoyment, I really enjoyed this book. It was like a page turner for me. Like enjoyment and pacing basically are like a 5 out of 5, a 10 out of 10 for me, because, you know, it read like a novel. Like, it's her life, it's about her and what she's experienced and what she's been through, but it's almost like the people are characters, fictional characters that she made up, that are going through these things that you can relate to as well, as a black woman, you know, or as a woman in general, but mainly as a black woman, because I think that's who she wrote for. So yeah, it was a really enjoyable book, and the pacing was amazing. Like, I didn't feel bored when I was reading this book. Like, obviously I had to put it down because like life things had to happen, but like I really did enjoy this book. It was an amazing book. I got a lot from it. I enjoyed it a lot. And I would even say, in terms of the educational value of Lengwati, guys, buka ena thing bahisu. Get this book for yourself, ladies. I know that maybe I'm supposed to do this at a later stage, but I do recommend this book for women, especially I think women born in like the late 70s, even early 70s, like that generation from the late 70s to like the very early 90s. I feel like we have those generations, late 70s, 80s and early 90s have like similar experiences with men, with how we're raised, and with like, you know, the whole idea of going to like a suburban school as a black child, a model C school as a black child for the first time, you know, being one of the few to do that, you know, then going into corporate, you know, hearing our sisters, our aunts talk about being in corporate, you know, and then having to experience that yourself, and also the dating life that she talks about. It's very like that generation-esque. So I think those are the millennials. I don't know, I think the millennials started in 84, but yeah, late 70s, early 90s, definitely. You girls need to read this book because it's a lot of teaching about unlearning. So yes, definitely read that book. And then in terms of relevance, I mean, so relevant. Unbecoming to become, becoming me. I mean, guys, we have really like just given ourselves up to the world. And it's not because we wanted to, but like because it's almost like the world demands us to firstly not become ourselves as women, not become ourselves as black women. We're supposed to be what they want us to be. We're supposed to be in the box that they want us to be in. So I think this is, you know, one of, like, if you want to unlearn certain things, if you want to really find yourself and search for yourself, you know, in this crazy world run by men, dictated to us by men, like, just, you know, as much as men complain and say, oh my gosh, women are getting all the attention now, this world is still run by men, you know. So I think this is an important book to read for African women specifically, to really like, and I think from whatever African culture group you're from, you will get a lot, because you'll take your own cultural practices that you've been through from your own group and like just, you know, sort of, yeah, juxtapose them to what she's saying, but you know, you'll align them to what she's saying, and you'll see what you need to unlearn and what you need to unbecome of, so that the true you can become. I should be a motivational speaker. Anywho. Okay guys, let's get into the content in the book. So if you haven't read the book, this is a spoiler. I'm going to talk about the content, read some lines here and there, and yeah. But anywho, I really like how every chapter's like, you know, it has a theme already. So it's almost like I don't have to really discuss the themes, but you know, that's how it is, you know, because like the first chapter is in the beginning, second chapter is dethroned, there's a chapter that's talking about divorcing me, becoming his, you know, unbecoming damaged goods, God, church, and me, hashtag me too, paparazzi lenses. So you can kind of see she talks about her life at different phases and different spheres, so to speak. So yeah, that's what I really enjoyed about the book. And then I like the fact that when she starts, you know, though I think it's like her diary. Okay, that's my bookmark. I think it's like her diary where she writes, I'm gonna read this for you guys. It's she writes to God. She's like, dear God, I have a question. And God says, ask, child Ayanda, if it is true that you created me in your image and likeness, would it be true that you manifest yourself in creation twice? First as a superior being in men, and second as an inferior being in women. God, who told you that? Ayanda, the world God. God, do you believe them? Ayanda, well, no, but it's hard not to when the world is the way it is. God, I see. Ayanda, what should I do, God? God said, find yourself. Ayanda, pardon me, God? I don't know what that means. And then God says, go on a journey to find yourself. There where you find yourself, you will find me, and you will find your answer also. And as well, at the end of the book, you know, she completes that conversation with God, which is, I really feel like it's amazing. And it's funny because like when you read the chapter in the beginning and everything, it's a short chapter, just almost like an introduction, but like that chapter for me, even that bit, that letter that she wrote to God, I remember it was a big question that I had with God, like, God, being a Christian, if you created us truly equal, because in Genesis, in the beginning, it says, you know, they, which I think it refers to God and his angels, they created humans, and they created them male and female, and they created them equal, and then they created them in the likeness of God. So this is even before the Garden of Eden story starts. God created man and woman equal. So they weren't even, you know, there was no woman submit, husband be the head. They were all equal and all of that. So I had always found difficulty because a lot of Christian men feel like you must submit, therefore you must be just a small little shriveled up prune in the corner and listen to whatever I tell you. and not have an opinion, not be strong-willed, not be whatever, which is what I also commend about Sis Ayanda, because she's a strong-willed woman. Like, I've never met her. Okay, I've seen her at a storytelling event in Joburg. Yeah, I've seen her, and she was very like, yo, she's very serious, hey. But yeah, obviously you don't know a person until you really speak to them. But like, in the book, the way she describes herself, she was very strong-willed. The way she stood up to her white bosses in the corporate field, the way she stands up to just people in general, you know, and the way she sticks to who she is and what she believes. Christian men will probably not marry a woman like that. You know, African men, traditional men will probably not pick a woman like that, and women themselves will probably hate on a woman like that. So I really do commend her for being so strong-willed and being her true self. Even before she unbecame, I think she was already her. But obviously, I think in every phase of life, with reading this book, I think in every phase of life, you unbecome, you unlearn, you change, you educate yourself, and you become better. Like, throughout the course of reading this book, it's really been amazing. I was at home for like a month, so away from hubby, and he was like, oh my gosh, you've become so beautiful, what's happening, I'm jealous. I wasn't doing anything, but like, honestly, I'm not lying to you guys, having read this book, it made me really question certain things about myself, like what I've lost, what I've left behind, what I've stopped doing that was always me. And I think I started doing those things unconsciously, and it wasn't even like physical things. It was maybe the way I spoke to myself, or what I thought about myself as now a person who has a child, who's no longer just me alone, but I have a partner that I have to almost, you know, report to, not necessarily, but you know what I mean, you know. So I think this book is really inspirational in that sense, that you read it and you also question yourself. You're like, yo, Mar, you know, I've been in this situation before and I handled it this certain way, you know, in a way that is acceptable to society. What if I had handled it in a way that Nombulelo would want to handle it? Why didn't I handle it that way? And she does also say in the book that it's very difficult to unbecome. I think it's towards the end of the book where she writes the story, where she writes the chapter about unbecoming. There's guilt that comes with unbecoming, you know, because at some point when I was home in December, I left my child because I wanted to go clubbing. Because, like, guys, I really felt like I want to go dancing. I hadn't done it in so long. Like, he's grown. I haven't done it since I've had a child, you know, since I was pregnant. So I've been this, oh my gosh, I'm a mother now type of person, and like, I'm young, oh my gosh, and I really like dancing. Like, I like clubs because there's dancing, but if there's a party at your house and there's dancing, I love that. I love that vibe, you know. So I had lost that part of me, and in December I was like, no, I'm taking it back. I am unlearning. I am unbecoming what the world, what I think actually, what the world puts on me and what I think the world will accept. And I decided to, you know, be me, be the true me, which is what I really urge you guys to do. Be the true you. Be who you are. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've covered this book. But yeah, I really want to go into the content. I know this video is probably going to be really long, but like, I'm gonna try. Yeah.